Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Just recently, we've seen Google issuing this harsh message to their employees after a recent round of layoffs. We've seen Google suggesting that employees may have to come back to the office, as little as 3 days a week or up to 5 days a week. Many are seeing this as a very harsh move, and the company has recently warned remote employees that they could lose their jobs if they don't show up to the office 3 days a week. So, one internal memo revealed that employees in technical services were recently instructed to switch from being fully remote to a hybrid working schedule. The company is offering those employees a one-time paid relocation expense to move within 50 miles of the business. Whatever you want to say about this, right, we're in a market right now where employees can't really do that much about it. They're going to have to do their best to conform to what companies want. We're in really an employer's market in the sense that a lot of companies are laying off, a lot of companies are not hiring, there's hiring freezes. The ambition of people looking to move to better, higher paying jobs, it just isn't really there because people know that they're not going to find them. That brings us on to today's story about Google actually, where we're seeing 200 layoffs again, right? So Google layoffs, 200 sales partnership jobs will be cut as money flows to AI and data centers, says a report. So, Google has cut around 200 jobs in its global business unit focused on sales and partnerships, the information reported. As a business, Google is prioritizing AI development over other investments, and I can't really blame them in today's market. For a business, from where they stand at least, it's going to make more sense. It's much cheaper. AI can probably work more efficiently. And again, give this technology maybe 5-10 years, it's going to make more sense for companies. Is that a good thing for workers? Absolutely not. But is it the reality? Yes, it is. And that is what companies are going to operate under. So this is quite interesting because on May the 6th, Google laid off at least 200 people in sales and partnership roles across its global business unit, according to a report by The Information, citing sources. The report was also carried by Reuters, who, in a statement from the company, reported that Google is making a small number of changes across teams. Now, I want to take a second to just focus on that because last month, on April the 10th, Google laid off hundreds of workers on its employees hundreds of its employees in the devices and platforms division, which includes work for Android OS, Chrome browser, and Pixel phones. Now, this is where the numbers really start to stack up. Yes, on the surface of it, it's 200 here, it's 200 there. It's not really that much to report on. But the reason why this is a bigger story than perhaps many people may initially realize is when you start to add this up. Over time, we are seeing significant layoffs. Again, since January of 2023, the brand's laid off at least 12,000 people. That equates to around 6% of its global workforce. Obviously, Google employs a lot of people, so you would expect to see some layoffs in this market, but the reality is the numbers don't lie. Now, Google isn't the only ones doing this. We've seen Mark Zuckerberg's led Facebook parent company Meta cutting 5% of its employees, and they're saying that lowest performers will be removed. The company's also announced an increase in hiring of machine learning engineers. So two key trends to point out here, two very important things to note. Number one is obviously the shift to AI. Give us, 2-3 years ago, people thought that this AI thing, it might hit us in 20, 50, maybe 100 years. Look at how quick it's developing. It is going to displace a lot of jobs, and we're going to see this trend likely continue. Then you add in the layoffs, then you add in the broader economic downturn. And then we add in the harsh messages from companies like Facebook or Meta saying that they're going to have to essentially ask workers to work harder. Companies like Amazon suggesting the same. Companies like Google saying that people should come back to the office. Again, whether you think it's wrong or right, companies really have the upper hand here. Again, people are not going to be able to bounce from job to job like they might have been able to do in an economy, say 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago. That is not the case anymore. And these jobs are becoming both harder to come by and harder to keep. It looks like employees are likely going to have to just bend to the will of Google. And unfortunately, we're seeing layoffs anyway. Let me know what you think to this in the comments, guys. Thank you for your time, and hopefully I'll see you again soon. Goodbye.